Okay, so something pretty huge just happened that could seriously reshape India's entire tech future. We're talking about two absolute giants, one that literally builds the world around us, and another that builds the brains for our digital world teaming up. Let's get right into what this L&T and Nvidia partnership is all about. So this is where the story broke. It all started with this official press release. And you'll notice this isn't some flashy startup announcement. This is from Larsen and Toubro, L&T, one of India's biggest and most respected engineering giants. So when they announce a partnership like this, yeah, people pay attention. And here's the headline, the whole story in a single sentence. You've got two titans of industry joining forces to build what they're calling India's largest AI factory. And we're going to talk about what that term even means. But the ambition here is huge. So who exactly are the two players making this all happen? Because it's a really fascinating mix. It's old school industrial power meeting the absolute cutting edge of technology. Let's break it down. Okay, so on one side, you've got L&T. We're talking about a $30 billion Indian conglomerate that builds bridges, factories, you name it. Massive, real-world projects. And then on the other side, you have Invidia. I mean, they're the undisputed king of AI computing, right? They make the chips, the GPUs, that are the engine behind this entire AI revolution. So it's kind of the perfect match. One company builds the physical world, and the other builds the digital one. Now, that press release used a really powerful term, AI factory. It sounds cool, but what does it actually mean? Why is that phrase such a big deal? Well, think about it like this. A normal factory needs assembly lines and heavy machines to make cars or phones, right? An AI factory is pretty much the same idea, but instead of producing physical goods, it produces, intelligence. It's a massive data center, but it's been supercharged and specifically designed for one incredibly tough job, training and running the most advanced AI models out there. So what exactly are the nuts and bolts inside this factory? Well, it's not just a bunch of computers in a room, it's the whole shebang from Invidia. We're talking about their most powerful GPUs and CPUs, the super fast networking that connect everything together, and all the software platforms that make the AI actually work. It's basically a turnkey solution, an entire ecosystem for building artificial intelligence on a massive national scale. But here's the thing, this project is about way more than just building a really, really powerful computer. The ambition here is much bigger. It taps into this idea that is becoming absolutely critical for countries all over the world, and that idea is sovereign AI. So what is sovereign AI? In simple terms, it means a country doesn't have to rely on anyone else, not other companies, not other governments, for its AI power. By having its own AI factory right there, on its own soil, India can build AI that gets its own unique data, its languages, its culture, and it can do all of that while keeping its citizens' data safe and secure. It's about technological independence. And look, you don't have to take my word for how big a deal this is. Just listen to this quote from Nvidia's own CEO, Jensen Huang. He calls AI the largest infrastructure build-out in human history. That's not a small statement. He sees this partnership as literally building the engine that's going to power India's growth for years to come. And then L&T's chairman brings it right back down to earth, to the practical impact. He's basically saying that Indian companies are done just playing around with AI. They're ready to put it to work in the real world. And this factory? It's going to provide the raw power they need to transform everything from manufacturing and energy to healthcare and finance. Okay, so we've got this huge vision, this massive strategic plan, but what did the financial markets think about it? They can be pretty cold and pragmatic. Let's see what the numbers have to say. I mean, how do you put a price tag on building the future? Well, the stock market gave its instant reaction on the day of the announcement. What do you think happened? All right, take a look at this. This is L&T's stock chart for February 18th. You can see how the stock moved throughout the day as the news spread and investors started to really digest what this all meant. And there's a pretty clear upward trend there as the market decided it liked what it was hearing. And by the end of the day, that trend translated into this number, a gain of just over 0.75%. Now, that might not sound like a crazy jump, but for a company as massive as L&T, that represents a huge increase in market value in just one day. So what that number really is, it's a signal. It's a signal of confidence. It's the market giving a big thumbs up and saying, yep, we believe in this, we believe in the future of AI in India, and we think L&T is in the perfect spot to make it happen. So when you boil it all down, when you look past the press releases and the stock charts, Here's the most important takeaway. This isn't just another business deal. This is like laying a cornerstone for a skyscraper. It's a foundational piece of national infrastructure for the 21st century, and it's designed to power a whole new era of Indian innovation. And that just leaves